The Golden Rule, one of the most profound philosophical statements that has been around for centuries. Well, I close out every show with it, and I want to talk to you folks about it. Stay with us. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Video Call-In Show. That show that invites you, that's right, you, doesn't matter who you are, to be a live video guest on this program to talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. Could be the topic of the day. It could be current events. It could be a personal promotion or business adventure that you're working on. It could be anything you'd like it to be. Now, tonight, I start out, well, normally on Monday through Thursdays, I start out with a subject and I get your opinion on it. Tonight is no different. Joining is really easy. All you've got to do, point your browser to zoom.us, click on join a meeting, and that would be join if you're trying to join us via mobile. Enter in that meeting ID right there. You will show up in my green room and I'll bring you up. First come, first serve, one at a time. As time allows. I'll be here for about the next hour. My name is Jim, and I am your host of the Video Call-In Show. If that sounds like a show that, you're just unbelievably excited about like I am, well, make sure that you hit the subscribe, make sure you like this video, make sure you share this video. And if you're watching on a different platform, make sure you follow the Video Call-In Show. Again, I am on every Sunday through Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And my job is to listen and learn to and about you. How is everyone this evening? Good to see you. Tonight is one of those subject nights. In fact, it's Tuesday, Thanksgiving week. And I thought, well, with some of the crap that goes on over the Thanksgiving table, what better time to talk about a philosophical rule that might just very well avoid some of those incidences, for lack of a better term. Now, of course, what I'm talking about is the Golden Rule. Yes. That was so much better timed in my little rehearsal before the show. Like I said, I close out every show with the Golden Rule. And the reason I do that is because I believe in its basic tenet. That tenet is that you should treat others the way you would want to be treated. Now, that comes with a caveat that I'll get to in just a second. Before I get to my first guests, I do definitely want to go over a little bit of the history. Most people think this is a religious mantra, for lack of a better term, or an ethic or moral that is given to us by religion. That's not necessarily the case. In fact, this was the first known use of this was our old buddy Confucius. And Confucius was around between 551 and 479 BC. His take on it was, what you do not wish for yourself, do not do to others. Wise man, that Confucius, wouldn't you say? Now, that's not to say that it doesn't go along with just about every religious tenet out there. Almost every religion has a form of this in one way or the other. Now, I enjoy it because I happen to agree, and this is where I'm going to go against the negative side of the Golden Rule. And the negative side of the Golden Rule is that some people say, well, what if you're evil? You don't want that evil person to do unto others the way they'd have others do unto them. I get that. The reason that doesn't carry much water with me is because all humans were born with the instinct to survive. The only way we can survive is to be kind with one another. That we depend on each other so much. Even back when we were hunting with spears, we hunted in groups because it was much more efficient. You could garner much larger game and feed the entire family, right? You had children because you needed work to be done. I had a boy so I could get beer delivered to me from the fridge to my recliner. And it worked like a charm. Now, I would expect him to do that to his kids as well. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. I would get him a beer now, which I have. So I am practicing what I preach. But that is basically why I say the negatives or the potential downside to that is so minimal, because I believe most people are good. Now, whether or not the environment or some sort of ailment has turned them into those folks who enjoy, let's say, people that really enjoy pain, and there's nothing wrong with that, but to think that they should inject that or project that to someone else and cause them pain because they enjoy it, I don't think captures the very essence of the golden rule. And I want your take on this, of course. That's why we're here. Again, joining is real easy. All you've got to do is click on zoom.us, then or go to zoom.us, click on join a meeting, and then enter in that meeting number. I have 3 folks in the wings as we speak, but don't be shy, folks. This is for everyone. Yeah, I know some have mentioned that there are a lot of people on here, and it seems like a tight-knit group. It is a tight-knit group. In fact, I've got wonderful people that come watch me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all of that. In fact, I need to say hello to them before I bring up my first guest. But this is for everyone. This show is for anyone to call in and talk about the subject, or if you want to promote your social media exposure, that sort of thing, by all means, come on up. We'll talk about it. And it doesn't even have to be the topic of the day, even though, let's try this again. Even though the topic of the day is the golden rule, and now it's delayed again. So let's talk about that. I should have edited that piece of music. All right, let's see. Who have we in the chat thus far? We've got Crap My Dad Makes Me Watch. How you doing, Adam? Adam says, he who makes the gold makes the rules. Well, that is true. Adam, perhaps a good subject for another show. I've got so many subjects that I want to cover, and I can't because it may just be a little too divisive, because so many people get upset when you're on the hard side of a fence, and that's why I avoid religion and politics. But anyone who wants to talk about something surely can. Shut up, Alexa.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
That was not planned. I want you to know that was not planned. Above and Beyond Drones, how you doing, man? Jim, good to see you. Just saw Jim from Ed's stream, which was the Flash in Your Pan Hangout Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys make that next time. King Bell Jellybean, how you doing? Good to see you. Arco Drone Solutions, welcome to the show again. Studio Geek 32, how are you, my friend? Pixelpedia, Teaching and Learning, good to see you, Pia. Catherine Cook, hello, how you doing? Hi, all here to listen and Lauren. Listen and Lauren or listen and learn? Okay, there it is. Listen and learn. Awesome. Oh, Ron. Is that a ham radio handle? N9XYI? Because it sure sounds like it. Easton Music Ministry, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Raven the Commentator 2001, welcome to the show. Stacy Morgan, how you doing, buddy? Stacy and I have been missing each other on Twitter for about 2 or 3 months. Stacy, I apologize. You guys, if you want to get in touch with me for just about anything, especially if it's to submit a topic, hit my email address. She's right there. Or go to my Discord server, which is also video call-in show. Somebody will post a link. I think it's 6585, and that's the public Discord server. I'm on there all the time, so I try to answer as many questions or contact or follow up on anyone. Oh, it's Blood X. Pow! How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you, Mark. Let's see. We've got 3 guests in the wings here, so let's not dally. All right. No one wants to hear me yammer on for too much. So hide myself. You. Man, I tell you what, I love having this list, even though some, are not going to make it. But I just love having this list. Oh, where'd you go, man? Where'd you go?
I think I'm here.
Oh, you are. Is it going to be audio only tonight? Is that what I'm saying?
I'm gonna try to get my camera. As you know, it's always been iffy. I don't know.
That's okay. That's okay. How you doing, King?
Tired, but I'm alive, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, you feeling any better? I mean, it's only been a few days since we talked, but you feeling any better, man?
Well, I was, and then today I've been really pushing myself a little bit too much. I've been doing a lot of work, and
Oh, for shame.
until 5 in the morning, and it's just kind of really starting to wear me down. So I've got to get some control.
Yeah, for shame. For shame. Got to take it easy, man. Rest is your best medicine here. You there?
Trying.
Oh, yeah, you faded out there for a minute. Sorry. Yeah, so Stacy, pardon me for a minute, King. Stacy, just join the Discord server. Let me see. I'm going to post a link to it. And I think it's 6585. If you guys try to go there on Discord and you can't find me at 6585, let me know and I will update that. Ghana, if Ghana shows up, she'll post it because she's done that before. Hello, Grumpy Vlogger. You're not that late, man. You're only 11 minutes in there. Okay, so King Jellybean, what are your thoughts? And that is assuming, of course, you want to talk about the Golden Rule, but I'm going to ping you for a moment. What are your thoughts on the Golden Rule?
I love the Golden Rule, and that's the one thing, I preach that in every speech I've ever given, and every change, everything. I've always mentioned, the Golden Rule. Treat it as like you want to be treated in different forms and examples. I've given a speech on the entire rule about 2 years ago, I think now. It's been a while.
Do you have that in written form, or at least an e-copy?
I have a written form in one of my journals in my safe, which is somewhere. I don't know where that went. I logged all of my old speeches up because I had someone try to steal from me one time. Ever since then, I've just really cracked down on putting them all up and making sure that I don't have them laying in my background so someone can just zoom in and read it, or making sure that I have all of them correctly logged online and in real life, just in case. Because I hate when people, I don't hate it. It's because it's gonna happen with people when they plagiarize and they steal, and it's rough, but it's what happens.
King, I know you're a religious guy, but I'm going to throw this out there, and this might rub some people the wrong way. It is okay to hate certain things. You say you hate when people steal from you.
Yeah,
I think that is a natural response, and it's a valid response, and I don't at all think that it's it might be non-PC, but I don't think it's at all wrong. Because it is how we've gotten to this point, right?
Yeah.
When we hate something, when something makes us uncomfortable, when something makes us potentially can hurt us, our defense mechanism is to not enjoy it, not like it. Thus we tend to, like you were doing, we safeguard ourselves from it. And that's so don't ever feel bad about hating something. You can feel bad about hating a person for no real reason other than something that they can't help, but don't ever feel bad about hating like an action or something like that.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Very true. Yeah,
cool.
Very true.
All right, so I'm so glad you're an advocate. And I would love, the reason I asked if you had that in e-form, because I'd love to just read it.
Yeah.
I think it would be an interesting read.
I am going to be 2020, a little bit of shameless plug.
Shame plug away, man.
As you know, Thanksgiving starts tomorrow, guys. Be ready. I have to record tonight, which I probably won't be in bed till 5, and I have to get up at 7, so
oh boy.
I'll sleep again, but it's fine.
Burning that midnight oil.
I have my 2020 trailer coming out in a couple of weeks, and it's going to have some stuff about how I will be releasing downloadable, copyrighted forms of a couple speeches. I'm also working on a book release for the end of next year, might be having my first ever opinion book coming out on the market, online on Etsy and several other little online stores. So yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Thanks to Crap My Dad Makes Me Watch. You were a little low. I thought it was just me, but yeah, it was going out that low as well. And then I looked at Zoom again, and they turned me down. That's driving me nuts, honestly. But yeah, very, very nice. Very nice. Well, okay. Yeah. Even Grumpy Blogger said that. If you wanted to go over that again, be my guest, King, because I want to make sure that everybody hears that. Starts tomorrow.
All right, so starting tomorrow, I have Thanksmas. So as you guys know, it's a big contest that I've done. This will be the second year. If you want to know about that, just wait till tomorrow when that video comes out. That will have all the info and all that great, amazing stuff. My 2020 trailer is coming out in a couple weeks, which will have some sneak peeks of some speeches that I wrote years ago and some speeches that I've said and that I will be remaking and re-saying on the Change Project stuff, as well as the websites that are coming out next year. But by the end of next year, right now I'm working on writing a speech/opinion book. So around this time next year, hopefully a book will come out that will have a lot of my speeches, thoughts, advice, stuff that you can read to people, that is copyrighted so nobody can steal it, which should be coming out on the online market and hopefully one day maybe even in stores.
Awesome. And I should point out that, once you publish something and you can prove the date of publishing, you have an automatic copyright. I don't know if anybody knows that, but there is an implicit copyright to first publishing. It may not be the end all be all. It's not like you've registered, but it is protection, a great deal of protection. If you can prove the date of that, even better. So keep that in mind, King, will you?
Yeah, I will.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Again, I'm so glad you're an advocate of the golden rule. And I'm going to have to go ahead and type in the chat when we get done, because I have to make sure your bell's rung. I haven't gotten any notifications from you for a while, so I want everybody else to too.
Yeah, I will.
All right, cool, dude. Well,
Alrighty.
Take care of yourself, man.
Yes,
Rest.
I'll try.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye-bye. I really would like to read that paper of his, or the speech on the golden rule. I think that would be interesting, because I was told the golden rule from day one. My father was all over that. Oh, I should say hello to some folks, and to hear it from another young man like that, which would have been the time I would have started recognizing his age, or a little bit younger, but I would have started recognizing the fact that he was telling me that for a reason, is interesting. And to get a young man's perspective on that, or young person's perspective on that, would be awesome. So is Trenchcoat. How are you? Welcome to the show. Good to see you again, my friend. Chaos Paddlers, how you doing? Guys, Chaos Paddlers got hacked not too long ago. So if you have a chance, head over and check out the two videos he's got posted on his new channel. He had like 5K subscribers and 500,000 views. And he had a misstep. He got hacked, and he's trying to rebuild. So if you like what he's doing, go over there and subscribe if you would. Toby the Demon, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. It looks like your caps lock might be stuck. Just kidding. Not So Morning Show, how are you? That's either Danny or Scott or both. How you doing, Not So Morning Show? I was on that show today, guys. In fact, if you go look at Not So Morning Show after the show, you can see that they're Not So Morning Show today. I was there to talk a little politics and to turn off 50% of my audience. I don't think that I did, but I certainly gave them no arguments. We all agreed on most points. I tried. I so tried. Blended Whiskey, how are you? Good to see you again. I had to re-hit the button for King Jellybean. Gotcha now, buddy. So Stacy Morgan had to re-hit him. I'm gonna have to go and look and make sure that that it's still checked for me. Jelly Duck, if I didn't say hello to you, Jelly Duck, how you doing? Good to see you again, man. Saw him earlier today on that show. And of course, Drum Kings and Darwin's in the house. How you doing, Brad? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right, moving on. And keeping in theme with the golden rule, let's see. You want to see that again? I do. We're going to talk more about the golden rule. There we go. It's still off. It worked so well in my little pre-prep. Jenny Marseth, how you doing? Good to see you. And of course, no guest is complete without a little visit from our good buddy Confucius. So there he is. All right, now let's let's call up our next guest before. Oh, I'm punch drunk at this point. I don't know why I'm punch drunk, but I feel that way.
Hello there.
Hello, how you doing?
I am good, man. That sounds so much better because Sammy sent me a birthday present, and woo, you sound a heck of a lot better.
I don't know how to take that. Nope.
No. Let me reiterate this. Okay. So I now have studio headphones. Sammy bought me a 1/4-inch cable and for my ukulele, and then he bought me studio headphones. So that's why you sound better, because I'm no longer listening to your voice through Walmart headphones.
Yeah, I can see that. I can absolutely see that.
It makes mixing and mastering songs so much easier.
Oh, man, don't you know it? What did he get you, by the way? I want to know what brand model.
Samsung, what's SR360s.
Oh, okay. Okay, I have not listened to those, but I'm so glad that they're better than your Walmart version.
Oh, totally, yeah. I mean, they're not that bad. I think he said they're like $15, so they're not terribly priced.
Oh, that's not terrible at all.
And especially for the audio quality. I mean, they're not like $400 headphones. It's not that quality. But, I mean, compared to those Walmart headphones or Dollar Tree earbuds, woo-wee, it's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you guys ever want, and not just you, Easton, but if anybody ever wants to buy some good headphones, I can point to you to at least 3 models under $100, in some cases 60 to 70. That will blow you away. Will literally blow you away. And they're studio flat, which is what you really want. You want studio flat. You don't want boosted bass or highs, because that will color the sound and it won't go. I mean, what you're doing won't be heard the same way by your audience.
Yeah.
So
these headphones, they're good because whenever I first listened to them, it brings I as soon as I unboxed them, I plugged them into my phone and listened to the recent downloads from Magic Jones, because that's what you do. You listen to hard rock music with headphones. That's what you do.
And what better hard rock music than Magic Jones?
I know, right? But I literally, the first song I listened to, I think, was either Slowing Down or The Truth to Still Remain, or whatever that cover was again. I think it was Day 2. Whatever that was. Are you in his mailing list?
Oh, yeah. I'm a Subscribestar member of his. I donate every month to his cause.
Okay, yeah. So if you know his mailing list he just did for his album, whatever his second song was.
I haven't looked at that one yet.
Okay, it was either the second song or Slowing Down that I listened to. And I plugged it in, and the headphones really bring out the tracks. With regular earbuds or headphones, you just listen to it through phone speakers. It's hard to listen to it and be able to identify, and be able to strictly listen to and take note of your bass or your drums or guitars or whatever.
Yep.
And with these things, they're only $15, and they were a gift, and I could literally I plugged it in, and I could hear the notes for the bass, and I could tell, everything, and I could tell everything on the drums, and it's basically, you can hear a mouse fart with these things. You can tell all these different details. So
nice. Well, I'll say this about Samson. They are coming up right behind Behringer. Behringer used to be a big pile of crap. I mean, almost everything that they made was just junk. It might have been inexpensive. It might have worked for a few, but it always turned to junk. Behringer stepped up their game within the last 5 to 10 years, and I mean stepped it up. Samson's doing the same thing. They were kind of low end, and they are really coming up behind and starting to produce some really good stuff for low cost.
Well, the microphone that I'm literally using 2 Samsung pieces of equipment right now, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what my 1/4-inch cable is, but I have the Samsung G-Track Pro. That is my microphone that I'm using. Anybody in the chat looking for a studio microphone, podcasting microphone, streaming microphone, I recommend the Samson G-Track Pro by leaps and bounds over the Blue Yeti, and they're literally the same cost, if not the G-Track Pro is a little cheaper. It was $99.99, and I think I paid like $100. I got a special deal, but I paid $95 for the Blue Yeti Blackout Edition with some stupid Fallout 76 game that I was gonna sell, but then I just turned the whole freaking microphone because it ticked me off. But
well, that's good. And looks like Studio Geek says the headphones $20, not $15. So
oops,
yeah.
Sorry,
that's
Sammy.
okay.
Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah.
Sammy, thank you so much, man.
Sammy's a good guy. In fact, he's in the list.
Nice.
Sammy's coming up tonight. Yeah. So
Nice.
I'm glad to hear all that, and especially the headphones, because I think you do need to listen to me in headphones. No, I'm kidding.
I should have brought these up on that one show where you were in that like really deep, like demon-y voice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That would have been cool. That would have brought out the bass really nice in it. Oh man.
Well, you can go back and watch that show.
I need to go back and. Oh my gosh! I just thought of that. I need to do that. That will be awesome.
Absolutely.
Be awesome.
You'll have fun. You'll have fun. Were you there that night? I don't remember seeing you.
Yeah, I think I was the first one on the show.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, you were on the show. That's right. That's right. Yeah, go back and watch your guest clip if nothing else.
Yeah.
My memory can be so bad. Well,
I gotta go.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Cool. We'll see you later, bud.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. I'm guessing that was I've got to get off the internet rush that we just saw from Easton. Easton, thanks for being on, man. Always a pleasure having you here. Sorry about the music was too loud. I actually have it turned off because I didn't want to listen to it and not be able to give my full attention to the guests. And not only that, but I'm listening through my mixer on headphones, and then I got to adjust the volume for that. I had it what I thought was adjusted perfectly for the record, but hey, if it's too loud, I'm going to listen to you guys because you are on that receiving end that I am not on. So thanks for that, Brad. I appreciate that. I also saw who did I see in here just a minute ago? We had Two Family Homestead. How you doing? Evening to you. Thank you for being here. Chaos Paddlers came from I already talked about Chaos Paddlers and his woes. And I've seen View This came in. How you doing, Tony? Good to see you. And Nora, Northern Ohio Railroad Action. How are you? Good to see you guys. Good to see you. All right, well, my next guest you'll recognize because she might have just been on last night. Let's bring her up for a moment to find out her take on... Hello! Find out her take on the Golden Rule. Hello, Raven. How are you? I think I'm over calling you Rachel.
Hello, Jim. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, thanks. Looks like you're next.
I want to give a different perspective on the Golden Rule.
Okay. Shall I put on body armor? What?
A bit of a different. So. No. Has been practicing the Golden Rule for the longest time for a lot of different people. So, let's say that you saw a homeless person on the street, and you want to give him, and then he tries to give you like something else, like a hug or something like that. I mean, if you want to apply the Golden Rule into that situation, would you give the homeless person food so that that person could be your friend in return?
I didn't catch all that because you were cutting in and out, but I think the gist of it was if a homeless person wanted to give you a hug, I'm here,
or any other, or just like, or any other like form of friendship of some sort. They want to give them like some sort of affectionate, like handshake for giving them food. Like if we were to apply the Golden Rule in that situation, would you do it?
Well, the way I would apply the Golden Rule in that situation is I would do what I would think want done to me if I were in their shoes, right?
Exactly.
Because you could just capitulate and throw them money, which might mean that they're going to, go buy drugs or alcohol. Is that what you would want if you were in their shoes? Or perhaps would you want to hand up?
Not really.
Yeah, would you want to hand up? I know that here's bare minimum. If I was in their shoes, homeless, destitute, and on the street looking for money, at the very least, I would want smiles out of people, not, looks of disgust. And I would absolutely give that, because I don't look at those people with disgust. But as far as, where, how you would apply that, there's just so many different avenues you can go.
Yeah, so many different ways that you could go about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can help that person, not go down the wrong path.
Right. And there's a lot of people that will find homeless and offer them jobs, which is what I'm sure that they think that, they would want if they were in their position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting take.
Yeah. And I also have a little friend here who's going to demonstrate how she applies the golden rule to animals. Hi, Dad.
Oh, Mabel.
Didn't think you'd come on now, did I?
I didn't. I wasn't sure, Mabel. I thought maybe you'd make an appearance. I didn't know you'd have your pig with you.
Yep, this is Waddles, my little oinkily friend over here. Say hello, Waddles.
You should have your own show. You three should have your own show, Raven.
I know the show is about the golden rule, so I know she applied it to humans. I want to apply it to how people could use the golden rule on animals. So we all have cats and dogs in our homes, right? We give them love, we give them cuddles, we give them food and baths, all that sort of stuff. I do the same thing to Waddles here. And as I'm going to be demonstrating here, I'm just going to be petting him gently, like way on his head, and gonna show him here, like here's his little snout there, and he's all happy, he's getting himself pet, and I'll give him hugs, and I'll give him kisses, like this.
Now that's assuming that he wants kisses.
Yeah, he really likes all that affection, and he gives affection back. Oh, and you look, he's kind of nuzzling me. Oh, he's so sweet. I love you, Waddles.
I had no idea we'd have this kind of show tonight, Raven. But listen, that is absolutely brilliant, though, because that could be said the same thing. I think that's one of the reasons that it's do unto others instead of treat people. That's why I say, I say treat others.
Others as you would have them do unto you. And
right.
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
Yes.
That's another great one.
Yep, absolutely.
Even if they're not next door, or even if your neighbor is an animal. Isn't that right, Mabel? Yep.
Yeah, it totally applies to animals, though, right? I mean, you wouldn't treat an animal, those that beat animals are not treating them as though they want to be treated, because I'm sure they don't want to be beat, right? Starved. Right. They don't want to be left outside when it's freezing, but yet they do that, and they are so not living by the golden rule. So yeah, I would say it applies to animals. Yeah. Great way to illustrate that, by the way, Mabel. Thank you.
Thank you. And Waddles also says thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Raven, it's always a pleasure having you on, hon. I'm going to move on to Sammy, but thanks so much for that. That was a perfect segue to animals.
Thank you. Well, have a nice evening. From me, Mabel, and Wallace here. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Too funny. Who knew that we were going to have a puppet show tonight? You guys didn't know we were going to have a puppet show tonight. Well, Sammy, you're next, actually. Adelaide's Advice Attic, how are you? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Infinite Moi. I know, right? It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Pig porn. Down, Jim. Down, Jim. Yes, love yourself like you love others. There are several variants of this this age-old idiom. Several variants. In fact, each religion treats it slightly different. You remember what Confucius said? Yep. What you do not wish for yourself, do not wish for others, which is exactly the same thing, only said a bit differently. So, man, they all say it differently. All say it differently. Hello, Fiery Beast. How are you? Yes. As a matter of fact, Fiery Beast Raven was born in 2001. That's where she got part of that that username. Welcome from DLive, by the way. All right, let's bring up our next guest, shall we? And I don't need to hide myself, but I do need to choose his name. Oh, the trials and tribulations of being a host. Hello, Sammy. Can you hear me? Oh, you got to turn your mic on, man. We'll wait for Sammy. And while we're waiting for Sammy, let's see. Does anyone have any? Oh, don't forget to smash. Thank you, Nora, for prompting everyone to smash that like button and to share it. Sharing is one of the best ways best things you can do for your favorite creators, because bringing their content into your tribe's fold is invaluable, and I appreciate each and every one of you who do it. So, Sammy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Good. That is Go ahead.
What?
I'm just looking at the color. Well, you got an LED light doing the rounds. Okay.
So now I'm frustrated with Zoom now because I hooked up my DSLR and it's looking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't expecting that. I don't know.
You can go into the Zoom settings and choose HD. Go into your video settings.
No, this is my built-in webcam.
Oh.
So it's not selecting me another source.
Oh. Well, have you? Is it not in the up arrow next to the camera? Your HD camera should be in the video section or your camera section.
Yeah. It says select the camera, FaceTime camera, or yeah.
How do you have that camera going into your PC? Is it with a capture card, HDMI to a capture card, USB, or something like that?
It's USB, and then I have a program that is like a virtual cam kind of.
Oh, well, it should be listed there. Well, I can't say it will be, but it's
listed.
Yeah. Huh, that's weird. Maybe you'll just have to bounce that and your PC.
Yeah.
That's okay though. We can still talk.
Yeah.
So, Sammy, what are your thoughts on the golden rule, man?
It's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks. No. Now, were you taught that from your parents, or you just picked it up from, folks around like me or other people, or?
I just know it.
Just know it? Awesome.
Yeah.
You try to live your life that way?
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you extend it to your pets as well?
The best way to live.
Yes. If you're a good person, it is the absolute best way to live.
Yep.
If nothing else, you can say that you're doing good in the world. If you're a good person, though.
I'm a kind person. I'm a caring person. I have some troubles with the video sometimes. With it, there's a lot of tech problems, but I still care. Do you know?
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And you've got to care. I've always known that about you. I got to say hello to Patty because I think she's in and out here. Patty, how you doing? Good to see you again. She says she's not. She's ignoring streams this week. Oh, not ignoring streams this week. That's okay. I know you're busy. I appreciate you being here. And I really do. Okay. What were you saying, Sammy?
It's like amazing rule.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you remember the first time you ever heard it? If not, that's okay. I couldn't tell you
that was years ago, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't tell you the first time I heard it. I know it was from my father. I know that from a fact. But it has to be, you know, way before your time. I'm thinking about the late 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is so far removed from our old buddy Confucius. Well, Sammy, what else is going on in your world? I've got another guest coming up, and I want to hear what's new and exciting over there.
New exciting. I have been doing some streams on Facebook and Twitter
Cool.
in the early mornings. And if this actually worked today, I would have had my DSLR worked, and I have, when it's set up, I have like a nice blurry background. So why don't you have like a nice blurry background, because everyone adores those blurry backgrounds.
Well, it's slightly blurry, trust me. And that's by design. I didn't want to go the full blur. So I keep...
I just have like a little blur.
Yeah. And if you look, I mean, you can barely see that picture over my left shoulder. That's actually the first website that I designed for my local Fox station back in '95.
Fox?
Oh yeah. I worked in television for probably 10, 11 years.
Like, what did you do? Like video switching or like web design?
Well, I went in as an electrical engineer. And they have electrical engineers on staff to, you know, fix equipment when it breaks, install equipment, configure equipment, that sort of thing. But I also worked master control, which is the last switcher before the transmitter. I worked. Oh yeah. No, that took up a lot of my time at Fox at first. I did a whole bunch of live production audio work, switching. Not so much editing while I was there, honestly, but I did do some editing. I worked. I manned the news truck for the first 2 years that they had a news truck over there. So I was the engineer on duty. I would drive out to the to the news story and set up and go live and then shut her down. Well, it's all done microwave, right? So you've got an antenna on the actual news truck itself that shoots back to a repeater antenna, and sometimes you've got several around the state. So you aim it to the repeater antenna, and then the station picks it up, and that signal goes into the signal stream and goes live. I mean, the vans are all, they're all outfitted, fully outfitted to do that sort of thing with
and were they using those like old electric voice mics?
No.
Or like...
No, most of the ones that I was using were the Sures. The
58?
No. I can't remember the number off the top of my head. It just never stuck with me. But that or lavaliers, which were also Sures. Well, when I first started doing it, it was all corded, and then we got cordless mics, which was awesome. But they were very high end mics for the day, for sure, because we're talking about all the way through the 90s. Yep. So that was a lot of fun, though. That was a lot of fun. What are you laughing at?
I see your thumbnail for tomorrow's show. It's like
yeah. A man of
now I see the blurry background.
Yeah, a man of no shame here. Yeah.
So what camera are you using right now?
This is the PTZ optics 12 by. Yeah. And I've got it like 3 feet in front of me, if that.
I think I heard. Is it like which one is it?
PTZ optics. If you type in PTZ optics into a search engine,
brand.
you'll see just a ton of them come up. So you can't miss it.
Yes.
They're gray. They come in gray and white.
Which model?
It's the 12X.
12X.
Yeah, SDI. But I can also hook it up via HDMI or USB if need be.
Wow. Why did did you buy that camera?
Well, I don't know, Sammy, if you heard my early stories, but I used to, well, I built a studio and I had these in. And the reason I wanted these was because I only wanted one person to be able to control the cameras. And you can hook these up via Ethernet and control
Yes,
them all.
I know. And then
You can
I really want them, but they are very expensive.
They are very expensive. And you can do the whole thing in like vMix or good switching software. And we also took them out in the field, so they had to be relatively small. They go straight on top of tripods.
Yeah.
And then just one person can actually switch an entire show. Let's say it's a conference or something. And I've got two of them.
Yeah.
And then I use just a standard camcorder for my wide shot. It's HD camcorder for my wide shot center. But that's why I have them. And when I left that studio, I went ahead and bought 2 more cameras to do that on my own.
Did you know that PTZ Optus headquarters is like in like Philadelphia or like Pennsylvania, one of those two? So that's like an hour, 2 hours away from my house.
Yeah, I think I know
so
that.
So it's not a like long hike.
Yep. Yeah.
Plus, did you hear about they made a webcam?
Oh yeah. They've got webcams and they've got a couple.
It?
No, but I've tried some of the C cams and they're okay, but they're manual focus, and I didn't like that.
Do you really love that one?
Oh, I love these PTZ cameras. They're awesome. They're just HD, not 4K, but that's enough. Yeah. That is enough.
I think you need to get on to that next person.
I do. Thank you, Sammy. I appreciate that. And thanks for your thoughts on the golden rule, man. I appreciate that as well. Keep living your life that way, and whatever you do, don't jump off too fast. He's making me work for it, folks. Making me work for it. There we go.
Bye.
See you, Sammy. Oh, he just shut that camera right off. No waiting. Hello, Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect. Awesome. Well, be good, and you can hang out. Let's see. 56 Bill, how you doing, Bill? Good to see you, man. It's been a while. Hope everything's okay in your world. Welcome back to the show. Oh, a flash raid. Nebo Golden Adventure says a flash raid. That's awesome. Again, thanks to Ed. Thanks to Jesse Mendez. You guys all know Jesse Mendez. There's also Dan over there. Great folks. And that is, again, Flash in Your Pan, 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday evenings. Grumpy Vlogger says, PTZ is a great camera. Can't afford them, but they are nice cameras. Hey, Jim, would you adopt me so I can inherit them? Well, Lloyd, we'll talk about that. I think we're going to have a paperwork problem. I don't know. I'm just guessing that there might be a paperwork problem there. maybe if you move to Russia and become an orphan, then I can go over there and adopt you. Hello, Darian, Germany Travel Personal Guide. How are you, my friend? You back in the States at the moment? No, it has been traveling. Yeah, good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right. I think this is going to be my last guess. So away goes not yet, but away goes the number. And we will bring up our last guest here. There we go. Oh, now I got to go find it. Do I have it? I know I do. Can you hear me yet?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where is it? Oh, man, I tell you, it was in there. Now I'm gonna have to update my list. Let me do some fancy typing in here.
Okay.
Oh man, so unprofessional. Sorry. But you know how it is. I'll finish it here.
You know it is.
Danny, how you doing, man?
Good. I'm just designing some stuff. I was listening to your show. It's funny being in like the green room, I think is what you call it.
Yes, I do.
And yeah, it's I'm watching the show, and then like because there's that like 45-second delay or whatever, all of a sudden I just pop. Oh, okay, there we are. No, all right, got it. Sorry, let me lift that up.
God, I hope it's not 45 seconds.
I don't know. I'm trying to watch. Let's see. I don't even see me on right now on your show at all. There we go. I just popped on your show.
Oh yeah. If you're watching the Zoom feed, and this goes out to everybody. If you guys are watching the Zoom feed whenever you come up on the show, I feed you the same thing that goes out over the air. And the reason I do that is so you can center yourself in the camera and all that kind of stuff without watching the YouTube video.
Right. Yeah.
So hey, man, why it seems like I don't know, today that we've we've talked.
I know. It seems like only 4.5 hours ago. That was fun. Thanks for being on the show. That was great.
Oh man, it was a good time. I mentioned it earlier, and I'm just sorry I didn't give any controversy, man. There was no points of contention.
we all just agreed with everything. That was the best part. Is Scott would say something, and usually to open up the discussion, we're all just like, yeah, yep.
Makes for great television or broadcast.
That's right. Exactly. We need some drama in there. So yeah, maybe. Toby the Demon that is in your chat, by the way, and he's the same demon from the show.
Oh,
he has his own YouTube channel for some reason.
Oh wow!
Like, he's trying to do something with that. I don't know.
Oh, the Toby.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that he has 0 subscribers.
He's got like 12 or something.
He's got 12 already. Wow!
Yeah.
Way to go, Toby.
Doing better than the morning show. Not so morning show.
That's not true. You guys. I don't know how long you've been on. I haven't looked at your about page or anything. How long has it been, Danny?
Well, so what happened was, okay, like I created a thing 2018 called Julive. This is before like everyone was really doing live streams, and it was like this thing on my bigger channel, Where's Danny Black, where I went live every day in July, doing fun stuff like what we're doing right now didn't really exist back. Like people weren't really doing that.
Right.
So I did it every day, and it was fun. We built up this really cool community, and I didn't want to annoy people with live streams all the time on my bigger channel because it was more of edited videos and stuff. So I created a second channel. So there was Where's Danny Black? This was Here is Danny Black.
Nice.
And it got confusing for people, so I put that little X before it. So then it was like X Here's Danny Black, and then that turned into X Here, and then people were like, "What is X Here?" They couldn't figure out that was even supposed to not be a one word, or I don't know. So then maybe it was a couple months ago now, we just decided, we were like, or I was like, I want to do something with this every morning. Let's just do something. So we started this Not So Morning show, and so there's actually videos, like a lot of videos on there from they're just unlisted right now, but a lot of videos of just where I'm traveling and doing live streams. Like I was parasailing one time in Malaysia, and I have like the phone with I have like good lenses and microphones and stuff, and we're parasailing, and like other times on cruise ships, like sailing into Sydney Harbor or sailing away. Like I was doing that every other day, live streams. It was pretty fun. But you know how it is. It's how it is.
Oh, I know exactly. I know exactly how it is.
Now with the Not So Morning show, it's funny because it takes a lot of work because we're trying to come up with fresh things and keep it like a show that kind of moves along and does different. So tomorrow we're gonna do a Not So Thanksgiving show because tomorrow for me it's Thursday, it's Thanksgiving.
Right.
But where Scotty D, the co-host, it's Detroit, it's Wednesday evening. So we have the Not So Thanksgiving. We'll do some Thanksgiving conspiracies, and then we're gonna do like a Tom Hanks quiz because it's T. Hanks. It's Tom Hanks giving. So,
wait. We gotta go.
Yeah.
You glossed over that Thanksgiving conspiracies like it was nothing, and I gotta know: are there a lot of Thanksgiving conspiracies out there? Now you don't have to go into too much. Don't give away too much.
The main thing about it's not a lot of conspiracy. It's more of this would be more myth versus fact, I suppose. In that aspect, there's a lot of misconceptions, but there is some conspiracy where people. We came over from Europe, and we poisoned the Indians. Here, try this. Let's trade. And we did stuff to kill them off.
Oh.
There's some of those kind of conspiracies. It's not as deep as I thought. Like when I was searching for them, I'm like, what am I gonna find? I mean, I haven't tried the deep dark web yet, but I'm not planning to go there either.
Well, certainly there's some Thanksgiving dirt in there. I'm just guessing.
What is stuffing really made out of?
Well, there's an entire site devoted to it. They're injecting.
We just create our own. Let's just make up our own conspiracy
theory. Oh, you should. You should. Yeah. Midichlorians in your stuffing.
Aliens actually came for the first Thanksgiving.
Oh man, we didn't even want to eat the birds. They taught us how. Yeah. Nobody wants to eat an ugly bird.
And they killed off the Native Americans, not the Pilgrims. It was just the aliens.
Oh, that's what I heard too.
Yeah. See, we can start some good stuff. By
I think we just did.
Can you please blur your background a little bit? Please, just a little bit.
I tried, man.
He's right. He's right.
I so tried. You know, honestly, it's funny. It's funny though, because when I did this, my first setup was just over my right shoulder in that corner of the room, and the wall was literally 2 feet behind me, and of course there's zero blur on that, right? And I thought, you know, I needed to look more open, so now I'm shoved against this wall. And it's as far as away from me as it possibly can. What, about 15 feet or something? And these cameras are just not set up for that sort of thing, right? I mean, we do. Right. There is a lot of iris settings.
I have a 10 to 18.
Oh, okay.
So that helps a little bit.
Yep.
I mean,
well, the closer I get, the more blurry it should appear.
Yeah.
This is not going to be a good look for anybody. Sorry, folks. This is an HD camera, man. You don't want me too close to it.
What did you say on your very first episode? You have a face for radio and a voice for
print, and I can't spell. Yeah.
A voice for. That's funny. I like that.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, you got to face your fears, and that was one of those. And I've said it before. My second video was all about how horrible it was watching my first one for me. I mean, immediately.
It's been a year. I'm anxious to look back a year from now and look at the videos, you know, like that we've been doing, and just kind of be like, oh my gosh, you know. And we're spending, you know, it takes some time. Like you know, you spend a lot of time doing this stuff. What does it mean for your channel now that you can monetize it? Like what do you plan to do with it? Are you going to have ads, or are you going to?
Not yet, no. And I'll tell you why. Is because YouTube doesn't deserve to make money off of my content until they get their rules straight. And I'm not talking about COPPA. Yeah, this is a principled stance I've taken for a long time. Right? They've kicked a whole bunch of people off because of a subjective application of the rules that they wrote. I find that to be horrible. I find it to be unethical. And until they can prove to that they are not that type, and we talked about it today, the government's probably going to step in because they're so stupid and make them do one or the other, become a platform or publisher.
Yeah.
And I've always said the only reason I wanted to hit 1K as a first milestone would be to get the community tab, because then I can talk to the people that really matter, and that's the people that show up both to the show or potentials and that sort of thing.
Oh, but you know what? The community tab sucks. It really, like,
well, it's better than nothing
for my bigger channel. No. It is barely better. It is barely just above nothing, because it doesn't push out to your audience. Like if I post anything on, so my bigger channel has almost 8,000 subscribers. If I do anything on the community tab, maybe I'll get like 13 thumbs ups, probably no comments. And it's just like, it's, I don't know. Do you know No Small Creator? Hashtag No Small Creator, that group?
Yes.
Did you ever hear about that one?
Yeah.
So even with that, like it's been a while since I posted there, and I posted like just a small little clip of the little America versus Australia thing, and then at the end, said check out the link in the description to watch the full thing. Literally one person thumbs up, and it was someone that I was friends with already, and I'm like what's the point of this? So obviously there's some kind of way that it's suppressing it or whatever. Well, I just
yeah. Now you got to ask, what is the point, right? Of even having the community tab.
Well, so, when you get it, when you try it, you'll know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because you'd want it to be so much better than what it is. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah. The one reason that I wanted is because, when you just go to your homepage on YouTube, you've got a block where certain community posts will come up. And that has, I don't normally like those.
And you have to click community, right? To
No,
get to that.
no, it's like the third section down. You've got a bunch of videos. Well, I don't know about the new interface. I haven't even thought about that because they made all the thumbnails bigger and they might have moved it out of the way. But in the same way that it would show you, people who subscribe to blank also watch these videos, and it'd have a list, like a small playlist of those. But that would be a block as well, and you'd have about like 4 or 5 different community posts from some of those folks that you subscribe to. And I thought, well, that's better than nothing, right? Because
Right.
it will show up for people, but it has drawn me into some content that I might have missed otherwise, especially given the notifications suck balls.
Dude, here's what I think. Okay, YouTube. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's scary, but I'm like, why is no big tech company taking advantage of this? Like, if Amazon Prime or Netflix or even Apple, they all have streaming services now. They're like, hey, you know what? Become a creator on our platform. We'll give you a big chunk of your ad revenue. We'll give you all this stuff, and all of a sudden, people are going to start coming over to there. And then when they're on that platform, and then people will be like, oh, there's movies here. I'll rent this and that. Like, it's so. Why are they not doing this? Like, YouTube's screwing it up. It's time for a big tech company to pick it up and say, this is our chance to run, take and run with it.
I think it's going to happen.
Screw us over eventually, probably. Too.
Probably.
At least for a little bit, we can have some fun.
Yeah, exactly. Especially as early adopters, right? Because those of us who are on the low end of the totem pole here, we're going to jump right away and try to be first adopters.
That's what everyone did on like DLive, and Twitch and all that stuff. They're jumping in and trying to get there first. But it's the biggest thing with YouTube is it's a search platform for the most part. So if you're ever looking up how to do this or what's in this or whatever, you look up on Google and you'll see videos pop up which are YouTube, and then you also look up in YouTube to find things too. So that's huge. But I don't know.
Yeah, if it were consistent. I know we use it all the time because I do it all the time as well. But I pointed out a lot of its inconsistencies over this past year. One of my favorite go-to, which I know is anecdotal and really close to home, is if you do a search for call-in show with or without the hyphen, I don't show up for 200 flipping videos. and I've got over 500 videos out there, both live stream and uploaded. Every single one of them is optimized for that term and more, and I'm on every day, almost nearly every day. And some of those videos, a great deal of those videos that show up before me don't even mention call in. That tells me that the search engine's broken in some way. So
I didn't even realize that you had a hyphen in your name. I'm looking at it right now. Like, oh.
Well, if you look at my descriptions and whatnot, I will jump in and out, and I do that for a reason, because I'm trying to make sure that the search engine pick up from both terms.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I've been doing SEO for the better part of 20 years.
Since
before it was even a thing.
Yeah, you said you did your first website. I didn't even realize websites were around except for what was that? Zumbo? No, what was Zumbo.com? No, what's that website?
Well, when you're talking about the late 90s?
Yeah, like it was like the first website. Maybe not the first website. But it was this website. It's like Zombo.com. Yes, it's just this one guy that keeps doing a voiceover. Really, somebody's got to know in the chat.
I bet they probably do. I don't remember that one. But actually,
it's so funny.
Yeah, I've been developing websites since '93. I did my first paid website in '93.
How's your website right now?
videocallinshow.com.
Yeah.
It's Nowheresville. I've got the URL, but I haven't done anything with it.
See, I have where'sdannyblack.com, but all I do is link up my Facebook and my SoundCloud as a musician and my YouTube. And it's just nobody like do people go to websites anymore? Like, when was the last time I went to a website that wasn't like a store,
Right,
like an
right.
actual store. It's
well,
weird,
for information too, but my argument is always, and here's another good thing, Danny, to piggyback on what I was just saying. I kill it in DuckDuckGo, in Bing, in Yahoo. I kill it in all different sorts of search engines. Google and Yahoo. I suck. And maybe that's because I'm too critical of them. I don't know. Maybe I'm being shadow banned or ghosted or whatnot. But but yeah, my website. I haven't found a purpose for it yet. I mean, this is where the magic happens, and I don't know that the traffic that I get on my website would be that much. But it's like anything else, you know. Cobblers' kids have no shoes.
Yeah, well,
just don't have the time for it.
I will say that there was an ironic part to this because on my website I used to have my calendar of all my gigs, and you know I was like nobody's even looking at this, so I took it away, and I got so many people like, hey, where's your calendar at? Like they were using that to find out when I was playing, but nobody was really. By the way, my gigs are when I'm home, and I work on cruise ships as well. But when I'm home, I just have these random gigs that this agency puts me at, and it's not necessarily. I don't need to bring people to it.
Yeah.
In fact, when people go to those gigs, it's usually a lot more work for me than it is when I can just sit there and play kind of background music. I get paid to practice a lot. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. But yeah, I took it away because with agency gigs, sometimes though, oh, we need to put you here instead of here. I didn't want people to plan their whole evening and then I'm not there. Or even on cruise ships, it's like that. Things like that would change, where it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be on this cruise. Oh, they really want me for this one, so I'm not there. And if someone and people, it sounds funny, but people book cruises that they know I'm going to be on.
That's awesome.
So they book a whole vacation. But if they booked a vacation and I ended up not being on there, that would just be that. I don't want that on my conscience.
Right,
I took it off. I just I'm not advertising this stuff anymore. It's scary. So.
Well, I know we talked a little bit about that. Oh, by the way, Magic Jones is in the house. Do you know of Magic Jones?
Wait, is Danny a musician? Well, he doesn't know me apparently. No.
I'm going to guess not, based on that little interaction
Dick,
right there.
That Dick, Toby the Demon, he says, this guy sucks, man. Toby.
Ed's killed. Toby's a friend of the show.
Yeah, Toby, hey.
Toby, what are you doing here?
Toby.
Hey, it's Toby.
one day, it'll just be a Toby with your blank background, like just audio only. You'll see that pop in one time. You'll be like, oh, this is gonna be funny.
Oh, awesome! It'll be like my Halloween show.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we've had this discussion before, but what do you play?
So I'm a guitarist. I do like a lot of loop pedal stuff. I do have a D Live, and I play on D Live once or twice a week. I'm just playing, taking requests, even people that ask me to learn songs. So guitar, sing, and looping pedals to make it kind of really interesting, fun, and creative.
Yeah, I don't know that we talked about that because I think I would have remembered it, dude.
Well, no, we talked about it when there's 5 or 6 other people on the show.
Oh, okay.
And then you guys were focused on the dead dog in the corner. Anyways.
That was my fault.
It wasn't dead, by the way. It was just my dog sleeping, and everyone wanted to.
The dog's okay, folks. The dog is okay. Oh man, I thought that pillow was him. He's still not moving, man.
He decides to wake up at. Oh, hold on. He decides to wake up at 4:45 in the morning today, and then he'll sleep all day. Sorry.
Nice. Yeah, the reason I brought up Magic Jones. Oh, we haven't lost you. Was he's a musician also, and I usually remember stuff like that. I think we lost Danny. And I didn't even get to ask him about the golden rule yet. Well, Danny, I tell you what, if he pops back on quickly, then we'll go back to Danny, because I love talking to Danny. Actually, love to talk to all you guys tonight. That was fantastic. And thanks for being here. Let's see, who'd I miss? Crazy for Gold Prospecting. How you doing? Yeah, I would have remembered the loop pedals. I remember him saying he was a guitarist. Go to Where is Danny Black, Jason? Where is Danny Black? That's his main channel. He also is on the Not So Morning Show, which I was on this morning. Oh, there you go. I'm sorry. Brad already had me covered. Thank you, bud. and let Toby have his fun. Toby is a known entity. Wow, Ohio Relic Hunter, welcome to the show. Have I missed any of you guys? I am so sorry. You still have to type in my whole name to get my channel to show up. That sucks. Well, thanks for letting me know, Jim. Above and Beyond Drones, I appreciate that, bud. Eileen Video of the Farm, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the show, guys. Jesse Mendez, flash in your pan, of course. Run for the hills. I'm not going to do what Ed does. Thanks for the flash raid, Ed and Jesse and Dano. I appreciate it, guys, and everyone who showed up. All right, looks like Danny's on the outs for tonight. You know how it is. He's in the future. He's in Australia, and I don't know. Maybe the world has just ended, and we won't know for 12 hours. So we'll just have to see. You guys keep your tinfoil hats on. I'm just kidding, of course. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I want you guys to let me know in the comments what if you didn't get to comment on the show. Let me know below how you feel about the golden rule. Do you live your life by the golden rule? Do you think there's any gaping holes in the golden rule? I don't think I found any from my guests, and outside of what I've already pointed out, I don't know. Okay, so Toby, damn you, Toby. But I do want to know, so make sure you comment below. Guys, thanks for being here. Make sure that on the way out you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe. Make sure you follow. Make sure you share. It's always appreciated. Tomorrow night, I should point out that we're going to go over Thanksgiving horror stories. That's right. I want to hear. Is Aunt Jean dropping cigarette ashes in the stuffing? Are there midichlorians in your stuffing? Is old creepy Uncle Joe? Is he pawing all the good-looking ants? I want to know. You guys got to let me know what your Thanksgiving horror stories are. That is tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that's going to do it for me tonight. Thanks again to all my guests. Had a lot of fun tonight. I hope you guys did too. And of course, you know what I've got to do. I got to tell you to make sure that you treat others the way you would want to be treated. If we all did that, this world would be a better place. Thanks again, folks. You have a good evening, and we'll see you live.